An interesting choice, Limpopo, the Polokwane Showgrounds. Last time, in 2009, only 3.5% of Limpopo voting for the DA. Is this a strategic move?
It's all sorts of things. Certainly, I think it's certainly an attempt to create the impression of being a lot more grassroots orientated, understanding that they're certainly trying to court a increasing African-based constituency. Perhaps no small coincidence going to Julius Malema's home province as well, taking the bull by the horns a bit. And I suppose as well trying to get away, divest themselves of the illusion or of the impression that I think a lot of people still have, that they're very urban-based, very middle class, among a particular professional class of people. And going to one of the poorest provinces in this country sends a particular message in terms of them branding themselves as the People's Party.
Is that important because it is so poor? And we know that some people in Limpopo have been left out of the ANC government service delivery. Are those right pickings for the DA, or would they more lean towards the economic policies of the EFF?
Yeah, that we will only see at the ballot box, but I think that instinctively one can see that there has been, the Limpopo has been one of a very problematic, poorly run province. There have been a lot of administrative difficulties. It was under government administration as well. And of course, some of the succession battles that have taken place there in terms of the premier, the chairperson of that province, etc. So it's a very, in terms of ANC politics, it's been a very fragmented, very difficult province. And again, certainly it could be seen in two ways. Number one, the opportunity to go and take right pickings of those low-hanging fruits of discontent, of unhappiness within that province. That's also the province which didn't get the textbooks quite notoriously. Or number two, again, and linked to that, an attempt to then try to galvanize and perhaps even neutralize in Julius Malema's home province as well.
The ANC very strong, though, in Limpopo. The DA wants to eat into that 80% that it has there. Would they have had a better chance if today Helen Zille was standing side by side with Dr. Mamphela Ramphele?
Who knows? And that'll kind of remain an academic question for political scientists in years to come. But I do certainly think that we have understated the mutual and symbiotic importance of what that alliance could have represented. I think it was, perceived as perhaps an attempt by a relatively new party to galvanize and consolidate its position by perhaps piggybacking onto the DA. But I also thought that the DA had a lot to gain from Dr. Mamphela Ramphele, which was her struggle credentials, her seniority as a voice of moral authority, business authority, and political authority, and an independent voice in this country of many years standing. And what she had, which the DA has never quite been able to shake and still hasn't quite been able to shake, are hardcore black conscious struggle credentials and the ability to then infuse that into the DA, because that has always been their deficit, their race discourse. So I always thought that it could potentially have been a mutually beneficial marriage, but of course that's all over now.